Today we continue our conversation on the 2-year review of the Tinubu administration. And my guest today is a notable Nigerian social media influencer and a former presidential spokesperson. I'd like to welcome back to Inside Sources, Mr. Reno Omokri. Reno, good to see you in that your traditional outfit.
Well, that's all I wear, grow Naira, buy Niger. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. Thank you. Let's just get right to it. Alhaji Abubakar Atiku and Mr. Peter Obi, they were not very flattering in their review of the president's 2-year in office. How do you respond to that, Mr. Reno?
I'm going to take both of them on. I'll start with Peter Obi. First and foremost, Peter Obi was being very dishonest, and I can prove it to you. Peter Obi used to be chairman of a bank, had majority shares. Now he has about 10% shares in that bank. That bank, I'm not going to mention the name of the bank because I respect them and I don't want them to think that I'm going after them. But last year, the bank declared profit of 124.3 billion naira. This year, and they just released their figures about a month ago, they declared profit of 385.4 billion naira. So their profit has increased by more than 3, by a multiple of times 3, more than that. So I'm going to ask you a question now. If Peter Obi is saying that the economy is not growing, the president is not handling the economy very well, how come his own bank, where he has 10% shares, has increased in profitability by over 3 times? That's 300%, over 300%. It is not possible. His statement is contradictory to his finance situation. So he's about 64 years old. In his entire life, at no time has he been as profitable as in this last year under President Tinubu. And the reason why is because President Tinubu is handling the economy very well. We've seen that now we have a trade surplus of about $14 billion, actually $14.1 billion. It's never happened before. What's a trade surplus? When you are exporting more than you are importing. That's a good sign of the health of the economy. Peter Obi is not smarter than Fitch. Fitch is the #1 ratings agency in the whole world, bar none. Standard & Poor's and Knight Frank, they all come after Fitch. And Fitch has upgraded Nigeria's economy to a stable B. Don't forget, this is the same Fitch that downgraded the United States economy for the first time ever. They upgraded our economy. So what is Peter Obi talking about? Now, with due respect to Alhaji Waziri Atiku Abubakar, this is a man I respect so much. So even though I disagree with what he said, I'm not going to address it because of the respect that I have for him. All I would say is that President Tinubu met a debt profile of $108 billion. Right now, our debt is $94 billion. So it has reduced by $14 billion. So there is no way you can call such a person someone who's addicted to debt, someone who's reducing our national debt. With all due respect, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has exceeded the expectations of most reasonable Nigerians. Why do I say so? He's reduced our debt. He's increased our trade surplus. In fact, we didn't even have a trade surplus before. He's increased it. If you are an investor, the All Shares Index, they've achieved 2 records under President Bola Tinubu. And this man came in, Nigeria was the #1 petrol importer in Africa. Right now, we are not. South Africa has now overtaken us. We are now instead the #1 petrol exporter in West Africa. So anybody saying that this man has not done well is just being political and they are not being truthful.